Jeshani pusha izvinu tinoda vanopusha zvinhu vanosimbisa zvinhu vasingatise zvinhu.
Hello viewers, welcome to Pusha Zvinhu channel, the program that brings stars and legends of sports that we barely talk about. Today in our online program we have our basketball star and legend known as Foots. Hello Foots, welcome to the Pusha Zvinhu channel.
Chantal, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. We hear you clearly and we're trying to get the video on the screen. Okay, it's okay now. So, come on Foots, please tell us where the name Foots came from. Is it your real name?
Okay, my name is Fungai Matsika Sakatira.
So, where did the name Foots come from?
My name is Fungai, right? So, way back then, our elders in our hood, they would usually call me Mukoma Fungai, right? Then others, they gave me a nickname like Futso, alright? So it's driven from Futso Fungai. So if they say La Futso, then you got my name. That's where it's originated from, Foots.
Oh, okay, so I thought it came from like the big foot you have. Okay, can you please tell us the history behind your basketball, where you started and when you started it?
Really, it was it was way back there, on a black and white TV, when we used to watch this guy with a bald head like mine, you know what I mean? Yeah, Michael Jordan, you call him the greatest ever to represent this basketball thing. He was my ambassador, my idol. So what happened, my uncle, Francis Matsika, used to play basketball from Vinona High School. Then he went to Churchill. So I started playing basketball without even knowing it's got a ring and everything. All I could do was to bounce, spin the ball on my fingers, do all sorts of, ball trickeries before I even played the ball. So when I went to Vinona High School, I had to look for the sport. For I used to see my uncle as a young kid playing basketball. That's how it started.
So why basketball other than soccer and other like popular sports in Zimbabwe?
Really, if you look at it, in my family, we could afford TV. So, as you all know, TV influences a lot of cultures, a lot of culture changes. Like I said before, Michael Jordan, he was the name on people's lips all the time, especially on with the Dream Team, the greatest ever to be assembled by the Americans. We used to watch those. So obviously, I was influenced by TV and by my uncle as well, and my height as well. People used to, people used to compare me to Michael Jordan. Somehow, somewhere, I don't know how it began. Whenever I used to wear these vests and all that, they used to call me Michael Jordan. So you can imagine Michael Jordan playing soccer. That won't work out, you know what I mean? So I just had to follow what people were saying. Yeah, the society wanted me to be, that man, and I became that man. 1988, when I was in Form 2, right?
Apart from school basketball, tell us your history about after school basketball.
Okay, I'll start with how it all began. Since I said as a young boy, I used to know how to play with the ball, right? So when I went to Vinona High School, the first thing I looked for was the basketball court. For I had the ball already. As an under 15, I didn't know much about so many rules about basketball. All they taught me was how to rebound and pass an outlet. That's all they taught me. And on the dribbling side, I wasn't good. I was good, but not to the extent of protecting the ball and all that. So all that was changed when the upper sixes used to come and coach us. Because at Vinona High School, we had this bad omen that we had talent, but we didn't have a coach. like other schools, they had external coaches at schools. So we had to do it ourselves. So I felt in love with it. They introduced me to the ring, coming all the way from Domboshawa, just a young boy, you know, and I remember, you know, upper six, you know, speaking in English, that was a new, like, alien language to me. So they had to explain everything, you know, bit by bit. For my background wasn't English speaking. We was always from, you know, Zimbiru. We was always from Zimbiru, right? Primary school, that's where I went. So this day, it was just fun. There's this guy, he said, "You're a tall guy. Are you a good jumper?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm good at high jump. What do you want from me?" And then he said to me, "You know what? I want you to try to put that ball you're holding with your one hand and put it in that ring." What are you saying? Then he showed me somebody, you know, like in an upper six guy who just dunked. My first shot as a young boy was a dunk. I don't know how many steps I took, for I didn't know how to bounce, coordinate, bouncing, going to the ring and jumping. Hey, I broke the ring. That's how we started. I broke the ring. I remember those days, man. Whenever me and my you know, schoolmates, whenever we talk about that, they love to gas, you know what I'm saying. It was just fun. A guy from Domboshawa coming and breaking all the rings at Vinona High School. Still, they haven't been repaired till today. That's how fun it is. They're all down, you know. And so I started playing for under 15s. For under 14s, they used to say I was overaged. Then under 15s, I only played for a half a year. Then by the time I went to Form 2, I started playing for the second team. By the time I went to Form 3, I was playing for first team. Form 4, first team. Then I had to go and look for a basketball club. For I knew my time was right. And people used to say I had potential. So I had to look for coaches. I had this intuition whereby I wanted to learn more about this game. You know how it is. My uncle was playing for Zim. Michael Jordan was the man. People used to call me Jordan. People used to call me this. So I had to live to the name. So I had to look for a club. I walked all the way from Vinona High School to this place called to Black Rhinos. Yes. I was inspired to look for a basketball club. I had walked all the way from Vinona High School to Rhinos Black Basketball Club and look for coaches to coach me. For I understood basketball, you needed a coach. The problem was at Vinona High School, we didn't have coaches. So from there, I changed. Then I started playing for Varsity Leopards. No, I went to Arcadia Bucks. I used to walk as well from Vinona High School because we didn't have bus fare, but it was easier. I would finish around 1 o'clock and would start training around 5, so I would walk all the way to Arcadia Bucks. Then I played for the Cubs. Then I changed. Then I went to Vinona. Then I went to Varsity Leopards. That's where I made my name and everything began from then onward. When I was being coached by Admire Masenda.
Wow, that was great. So coach, tell us, what was your height when you were in school? Like, did you ever try applying for international scholarships and did you ever scouted?
Okay, I'll start with my height. Then later on I'll finish off with the ACTs. Alright. You know, there's sometimes I really wonder. From grade 7, I remember measuring myself. I think I was 1.6 meter, right? Then when the holiday between the exams, grade 7 to Form 1, woo! I just blew up. I remember, you know, standing in the lines of Form 1s, people used to think I was in Form 4. I got punished for that. For waiting with the Form 1s, guys were thinking I'm Form 4 or something, so they had to punish me for standing with the youngsters. I had to explain in Shona, yet I was speaking to a white guy. He didn't understand English. He didn't understand Shona, you know what I'm trying to say.